Welcome to a Communities Partner interview, where we explore the organizations, opportunities, and resources that look to make change in our daily lives. I'm your host, Shane Odowd-Rutherford, and you're listening to Voices for Ability Radio, all abilities, all the time. Today, I'm joined by Sean Guptill, founder of Got Your Back Toronto. Got Your Back is a community-driven program supporting adults with developmental disabilities, autism, and/or dual diagnoses. They provide a safe, inclusive space for individuals 18 and older to build life, social, and job skills while connecting with their community. GYB is a great asset to any community as it fills a gap left by the significant lack of support, resources, and activities for people with different abilities who have graduated from high school and are adjusting to adult and communal life to continue to thrive. Their goal is to empower independence, foster belonging, and ensure ongoing support. Because at GYB, they're here for the long haul. Thank you for joining us today, Sean.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Excellent. Tell us a bit more about yourself and what inspired you to establish Got Your Back Toronto and why work with individuals with disabilities.
I originally wanted to support people or young people who were unhoused. I went back to school to be a child and youth care practitioner shortly after my fiance passed away, and me and her met each other in a youth shelter when we were in our late teens, and it just felt like I needed to be a voice for people experiencing homelessness, and I just felt like being from the system, I'd be able to have a different perspective, a different look, and a way to create relationships with these young people. However, when I was going for my bachelor's in child and youth care, I ended up doing my internship at Mimical Snap, and I just fell in love with this community. People with developmental disabilities, autism, even some dual diagnosis, and just understanding that there was such a gap created by our government and the need for support, especially after high school. There's nothing for this community, and I just enjoyed supporting people from this community every day. The smiles I would get, the hugs, the appreciation. It just made my day. Every day I went in for my internship. I graduated, and about a month later, I opened Got Your Back. I am now almost 3 years open, in a new location for about a year. And it's just been an amazing journey. So many relationships built and networking with other people, other child and youth care workers, other like behavior therapists, occupational therapists. Just the networking alone has been unbelievable, and the people I've been able to support and work along with to help them have a space in this world. It's been amazing.
I think you've identified an important gap, especially from youth transitioning into adulthood. I know in many communities there are a lot of supports for children, but as they age out of engagement and care, there's really very few ways for them to meaningfully engage. When doing some research on your website, I saw that you have some services available. Can you tell us a bit more about the services that you're providing to the community?
Well, we do a day program, and we're open Monday through Friday, about 8:30 to about 4:30, and we help our members develop life skills, social skills. We do that through different recreational activities. When we do life skills, we do that with some outings as well. Like if we go to the movies, we're learning about safe money management, how to handle ourselves in public, just how to be part of the community, right? Sometimes I find this demographic is almost hesitant to be part of because they don't know how people are going to take to them when they're out there. But we've been really strong in our community, and people know we're here, and they love us, and they accept us, and it's been a bit of a fight, but we're known in South Etobicoke. It's an awesome feeling. So something we also do is we do DJing, and I have some members that just they love music, and I kind of came across this by accident in a way where I have a DJ console, our computer monitor is touchscreen, and the members that really enjoy music, they've been able to use this to help develop their fine motor skills because of the touching of the screen, the knobs on the DJ console, and then it also couples with cognitive development. So putting those two together, right? The cognitive part is time management, problem solving, knowing that you have to pull up another song before one song ends, right? And then again, like doing the fine motor skills, sliding the crossfader across, turning up the volumes, touching the screen to pick your next song. And the way I find that measurable is the members that do thrive doing this, they actually have created their own playlists on here. So they go back to similar songs. They know what sounds good now when they crossfade or mix songs together. It's been really amazing seeing how much they love this. And we have a couple of guys, we have their DJ nickname, and when we do events or like we're having a rummage sale on July 5th, actually tomorrow, one of our members is actually going to be like playing music for us, and so it's really fun.
That's fantastic. So when you're assigning supports or resources, is there a process for determining what supports or resources are required?
Yes and no. When someone comes for their initial meeting, we kind of see what kind of level they're at. There's no real science behind it. It's just like a meet and greet. We usually take about a month. Once they're part of the program, we usually take about a month, and then we create a care plan, and that's just based on their likes, idiosyncrasies, their abilities, right? And then we create our monthly calendar based on their likes and their needs. And like I have interns, I have staff, and when we plan, like we plan a facilitation, that facilitation is created almost for each member based on their abilities. So everyone still gets to do the same activity, but in their own way.
And as you're saying, some people over time and exposure to your programming will develop an affinity towards something in particular, and then you'll support them as their skills and interests.
Oh, 100%. We're member based. So we focus on their likes. We're strength based. So we try to find their strengths and build on that. And we've been really successful that way. We also meet with the members workers, like their BT or their OT, and so we create plans and we all work together to make sure that our members have the best opportunity.
That's fantastic. So, are there restrictions to the services that Got Your Back provides, such as age or working with caregivers and family members, or things of that nature?
There's no real restrictions. We caregivers, family members, also become part of the GYB family. Our members are part of the GYB family. The big reason you hear me saying members, I choose to say member rather than client, because they're part. I believe using the word member helps them feel part of something. They're part of our community. They're part of the GYB family. They're a member of something. So, but we also sometimes when someone says restrictions, I think of behavior, and we welcome almost all behaviors. I won't turn anyone away. We will work with someone that has aggressive behavior, other types of behaviors, but as long as we could connect with a behavior therapist, their OT, and create a safety plan for them. I'm not in the business of throwing people away or not giving them an opportunity. So everyone gets a chance. Everyone gets 2 or 3 chances. I think I've had to let go maybe one member over since the 3 years we've been open, and it was pretty much we just weren't what they needed to be the best that they could be at that time. And we met with their caregiver, and we made a plan, and we helped them with other resources, right? We're no borders at all. We try to help beyond what our scope and connect people with other resources. But yeah, there's really no restrictions when it comes to here. Even age, one of our oldest members is 45 right now. And honestly, I think the only time that would change, like an age restriction, is because when you get to a certain age, there's other resources that someone can tap into, right? So it pretty much up until that time happens, we accept anyone.
That's great, and you do have supports in place that are customizable when people ask or need help. What do you see happening though, repeatedly to individuals with disabilities that really shouldn't be? And how do you think we can work to stop it?
Organizations need to be a little more honest and open. There needs to be a lot more training specific to the needs of people with developmental disability. People need to listen more.
Does this would sort of speak to we need to move beyond the textbook and the classroom and the actual engagement and learned experience with people?
100% totally agree. I always when I teach my or support my interns, a big thing I do say is you need to listen, you need to be in the moment, you need to slow down and be present with our members, right? Forget what you learned in the textbooks, because things are a little different when you're actually supporting these amazing people, and just really try to think outside of the box. Try and understand how one of our members might take in a direction that you say, like, go put your jacket on, right? We really don't know how that person hears that. They could hear that and think of a color. They could hear that and think of numbers. We really don't understand what the delay in saying something and how long it takes them to act on it, right? So be and when we rush them, we're doing that for our benefit, not theirs, right? So just sit back, relax, be there in the moment, be present with them, and just be a great listener, right? I have members that are nonverbal, and they will talk your ear off if you listen. And I also remind them, and I know this from when I lived in the shelters and I had CYCs, I knew when someone was working from a textbook, or someone was there just like for the money, or someone was fake, or really didn't have their heart in the caring. And I tell you, my members know when you listen to them because of the way that you respond. And that's what builds the relationship.
Definitely, many of people with disabilities are highly sensitive and empathic, and they will sense if there is something that is off in the engagement
Yes,
with them.
100%.
And they can be receptive to that more so than one would think. So it's good that you're able to help train professionals to move from sort of a clinical subject to engaging with a person. That's fantastic. So if somebody wanted to become a member or to volunteer with Got Your Back, is there a process involved for joining as a member, or what is the process for joining as a volunteer?
Pretty much, you could go onto our website, www.gybtoronto.com, and click on get more information, right? Or you could always call me. Could I say my phone number is 647-218-0784. I I answer most of the time. If not, leave a message and I'll get back to you. And we have a phone conversation, and then we set up a meeting and we get the process going. I don't have a waiting list right now. I have male and female staff, so that part is covered for anyone that prefers a different type of gender supporting their loved ones. Um, we're also LGBTQ friendly. We're so open to supporting those out there because we at GYB understand the gap and the need and the pressure that parents and caregivers are under once high school ends. And I know it kind of sounds cliche, but like, the reason why we're called Got Your Back is because I want the caregivers and parents to really know that we have their back. I want them to feel comfortable when their loved one is dropped off, that they're learning something. There's progress. They're just not being dropped off here to do a puzzle or watch a Disney movie, right? There's actually progress. There's something learning at their own pace. There's gains. There's it's I cannot stress it enough that GYB is not a daycare.
Okay, no, that's important. Meaningful engagement versus babysitting and entertainment. It's a bit different. Your blog on the website. Is this updated? Is it a daily or a weekly, monthly blog?
Weekly, monthly. If I feel like there's something important to talk about, I try to whip something up together, put something together, and put it out there. I'm trying to be a voice for people that don't understand people with developmental disabilities. So you would see like the one blog post I did about developmental disabilities and LGBTQ. Um, or our most recent one I did about July being Disability Pride Month, right? And not too many people know about that stuff. So I feel it's GYB is in a position. We have a platform where we could share this information, be the voice for those who do not have it, and try to make this change. Um, Recently, GYB was in the Toronto Star because close by to us, there's a Cineplex theater that's being torn down. And when this is the theater that we all go to. This is the one that I teach life skills at, and this is the one where all the employees know us, and it's our members' favorite place to go. But they're tearing it down, and we tried to fight. We were in the newspaper. We've been on the news talking about it, and it just we just found out that they're going ahead to tearing it down. So this means now we have to do a 2-hour bus ride to go sit in a 2-hour movie to take a 2-hour bus ride back to GYB. So there's no alternatives for us, and they took away something really important. And we fought. We got the community to help fight. We did petitions, all of that, and we weren't heard.
That's the key word. It's community. As members of a community, if there is a significant change it not only affects you, but it affects the broader community. But I like how you were able to connect with the broader community to come around of an interest of mutual concern. That's helpful. If there's any upcoming events of interest, what is coming up?
Well, tomorrow we're having our rummage sale. It's our third annual. So we get the community to do their spring cleaning and donate all their stuff to us so we can sell, and we're selling hot dogs and soda and freezies and water and some baked goods, and the members made some wood burning crafts that they're selling there, and all the proceeds from this sale goes right back into GYB programming. um, it's tough out there. A lot of places don't, because I'm a pay per service. I'm not a not for profit as of yet. So a lot of places don't even want to talk to us. They don't want to support us. And I've had quite the conversations with some places, and kind of changed their way of thinking when it comes to supporting our community, and looking past the idea that we need to be a not for profit for them to help us. And I'm kind of pretty persuasive, and I've gotten some organizations to change their mind and support us. But we do fundraisers like this, so we could go to places like the zoo or Canada's Wonderland or Wet and Wild, or even going out to the movies, right? Because I try not to put that burden of fun on the parents. They already have to pay for their loved ones to come here, and I'm trying to eliminate any extra costs.
Well, financial barriers
Yeah.
are quite real, and there's a new complexity with legislation as it relates to not-for-profit, nonprofits, charities, and reporting requirements, and the engagement of professionals to do the same. So that again is another barrier to providing supports and services to any community.
Hmm.
Lots of things to think about. I think you guys are doing great work, and you are located in South Etobicoke. That's where the garage fundraising sale will be happening.
Yeah, it's at 156 6th Street. We're right by Islington and Lakeshore, in St. Margaret's New Toronto Church. And if you could,
So in their parking lot.
there's parking on the road, and there's green parking uh, on the same street on 6th Street, but closer to Lakeshore. So there's a bit some parking, some free parking, some you got to pay. Yeah, but come on out, get a hot dog. We're doing a 50-50 draw as well, and it's going to be pretty fun.
And will the DJ be there?
Yes, hopefully. I'm bringing the speaker in for him tomorrow. There's a chance he might not show up, but he's supposed to. He's supposed to be there. So come in and say hi. And if you're coming in because you heard it off this radio show, let us know.
That would be excellent. Well, thank you very much, Sean. And your website is www.gybtoronto.com.
Yes.
The sale is tomorrow. My name is Shane Odowd-Rutherford, and I'm your host today for Community Partners, Voices for Ability Radio. Goodbye for now.